There's the sun and the moon when the sky's looking blue. Light is catching your eye like it's meant to.
Hello, welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I'm Miss Day. This is a collective reading. So, right when I was going to start, I heard the song Hit the Road Jack, like instantly. So, and I literally felt like that was an instant like vibe of if you are questioning whether or not you should have broken ties with something or someone, like you were right. Like that was the right move for you. And this is like, there's a lot of feeling of someone kind of sitting in, feeling very stuck in like a large pressure way. It's like there's a feeling of stagnation. And I almost feel, okay. One of the things that I was getting when I heard the Hit the Road Jack, it was not this connection. That felt more recent than like a different type of connection from your past. And it almost seemed like whoever this reading is for, there's a knowing part of you now that's like almost kicking yourself for what you didn't know back then, whenever that was. It's like you were so guarded and so protected in a way, personally, from things from your own path and childhood and all of that, that I feel like it actually kind of it like enclosed you into your own personal view and bubble. And I think that after really experiencing a very deep sort of connection, like real full capacity emotionally, whoever this is for, it's like when you're connected all the way. So I feel like you've had an awakening. Like literally you've had your awakening where you've just become aware of the fact that your intuition is energy and it's outside of you sometimes giving you information and not always because you just thought something up. That's pretty strong. And I feel like there is a huge sense of stagnation, and it's because whoever you are, you already experienced being accountable for all of your emotional immaturity of the past. You've already healed and really kind of come to terms with a lot of things from your own past. And yet I feel like, and also, like I feel like whoever this reading is for, you're fully capable of maintaining kind of like stability around you. Like I feel like you can sort of keep things calm as long as nobody interferes. You know you can stabilize it, whatever's going on around you. So it feels like there's like a stagnation thing and a lack of positive connection with your body. There's a tired, weighed down, pulled back feeling. And it's like the word pensive. I mean, like I literally think someone is thinking so much and they're trying really hard to figure out why they feel so heavy and weighed down. It's like a pullback, an ear ringing, definitely. I think that there's a need for, it's like there's a need for feminine to flow. And that means an emotional connection between you and your vehicle. Like whoever this is for, it's like you're tired and it's because you need to put something there. So the definition of healing is to make something well again. So to complete the process of healing, it isn't only about experiencing and facing emotions and owning your own reactions to them. It's also about your view of yourself as an emotionally wounded person. And so it's crazy. It instantly makes me think of like those, like if someone loses a lot of weight, but still thinks of themselves as like big in a room where they're the same size as everybody else, like they're just a normal human, and they still feel like they're huge around everyone else. It's like they have a different view of their own actual real body. So the center of this reading, it's like, yes, I know there's a stagnation feeling. Yes, you're awakened and you're willing to listen and learn. But there's a need for decision. And it's like there's an action that needs to happen. Like you need to take action on feeling positive physically. And that feels like an emotional thing. Like there's a separation, it feels, from all of the information and the vehicle you're living in, like that's carrying you. What an interesting reading. Like the pure, whoever you are, I don't feel like you have like issues giving in to dark things or vices or being awful in an emotional way to other people. But I wonder if some of you too, this is crazy. I feel like some of you spend a lot of time trying to be better and to heal and to be accountable. And because of that, when you try to make sense of other people who do not have those same qualities about them, those same intentions, it's like you're constant, it can be a drawback. Because what they're not doing, it's like you have this ability, whoever this reading is for, like, but all of us, our mind tries to make sense of whatever we put attention to. Like if we've put our focus on something, our mind is going to try to make it make sense. As long as we're focusing on it, we're like trying to figure it out. And if you're really kind of feeling drawn to try to figure things out that are like not really, they're nonsense, it's like a part of that becomes a drawback that you're almost giving into. And so I feel like a huge part of this message is like, start to see yourself as someone who doesn't have time for that nonsense. Like you don't have time to try to figure them out because look at everything you've figured out about you. Like you can't carry someone else just because you are willing to do all of the work yourself. And it's almost like some of you are sitting in a disappointment outwardly. Like it feels almost like a period of time where there's a disappointment and a stagnation feeling. At the same time, I don't feel like you're stagnant in a way that you won't learn. I feel like you need to learn. That's your quest in your mind. But at the same time, there's this separation between you and your own pleasure, like physical. It's like you need to feel good. Your vehicle needs to house a positive experience in order to experience one. Right? Yeah. It's like whoever this reading is for, I feel like you're worn out from all of the work you're willing to do and that you've already had to heal from and work through. And you're awakened and you're like, okay, great. Well, I want to do something with this. And it's like you literally have all of the power to do so. And you're going to do it in such a beautifully graceful type of way. Like power and grace. Very neat. But the only way to do that is if you take action. It feels like power means you have to move. Like you can't sacrifice feeling like there's this weird, it's like you maintain health at a base level, but there's something missing where you don't feel like an excitement or like you don't get your heart racing type of thing in an emotional way. And I feel like they want you to do that in your vehicle somehow. Interesting. But like, so the end part of the healing, like to stop the drawback, I feel like they're saying don't focus your energy on that. And this feeling of disappointment, it's like there's a feeling of disappointment in people, but I feel like you've actually kind of impressed yourself in a really neat way. That's crazy because, you know, I was thinking that like I wasn't even thinking of the healing definition being a part of this, but I was thinking of the word ego. And I looked it up recently in my life because I was like, what's the actual definition of an ego? Because I just didn't, it's almost like when we talk about an ego, it makes it appear or suggest that that's a motivating decision maker. And there's only one area that makes decision. So like for me, that word doesn't vibe with me in my vehicle. But like, I feel like someone is almost afraid of being egotistical in their own, like underneath the surface. I feel like you're afraid of speaking things out, but I think that's going to make more sense of them. I think you're going to enjoy it more if you can interact with your own actual feelings and your own energy moving. Someone has like a stagnant feeling, and it's this huge push is take action to feel good, because your perception of yourself is the stagnant part. It's like you're just viewing the way that you used to view, but you've done the work, and now to have a new view, they're like saying, make a new move, take a new action. And I feel like as soon as you do that, it's like instant motion. This reading is for someone who really wants to be on their life track. And I feel like it's a very positive, tiny tweak where you're doing all the things. This is crazy. It makes me think of the movie Leap. And I don't know if you've seen it. It is a kid's movie about an orphan who loves to dance, and she goes and she dances, and it's like it comes down to a competition for the Nutcracker lead between her and some other kid, and they are competing, having a little dance-off thing, and it's like what the difference is between the two doing the exact same steps. It is not who does the steps more correctly, it's whose passion is gripping as you're watching them. Like that's what they're explaining throughout the movie, is that like she lacks this, like she lacks the emotional stamina, the emotional stuff. Not stamina in the movie, but in this reading, it's like you have so much power built off of that emotional capacity that you have forced to move again. So it's like take your healing to the next level, because once you take healing to the next level, you're completing a process you've already worked through. It's like you're just finishing a process when you take action now, because taking action is a new move, and you're a new you. I mean, it's like they want you to know that you're looking with old eyes, and that once you see you and you start to feel the physical things that like maybe you couldn't even feel certain physical things before for some reason, I don't know, but it just feels like there's a physical tired feeling, and that ties into that drawn back. So it's a very positive reading. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this is helpful for you. It's full of like just kind of a battle of I want to do what's right, and I also don't know what to do, but you also know what's right whenever you're feeling it. You're like, you're sure. your discernment is still strong. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. If you feel like the readings resonate, definitely subscribe for the future readings. And if you are interested in learning how to connect better with little tips and truths in a digestible way, along with some physical types of exercises just to connect you better to your own vehicle, then definitely join my membership, which is $10 a month. And that is hopefully just going to grow. I'm just going to try to put everything in there that I can. All right, so I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.